I'm very pleased to announce our next speaker is Daniel Hurada. He brought his own amazing cheering section. Daniel was born in Federal Way, and, sorry, just a second here. My printer is broken, otherwise I would have had this printed out. My apologies. Daniel was born and raised in Federal Way, and he works every day to help his students navigate their way to success through the education system. He's a proud educator and a member of the Federal Way EA Executive Board and Bargaining Team. He also serves as the Ethnic Minority Representative. He serves on the Board of Directors of Washington's largest LGBTQ advocacy organization, Equal Rights Washington. He's excited to be here and with all of you to help fight and advocate for what Washington students need and what they deserve. Daniel Hurada.
So, like was said earlier, I was born and raised in Federal Way, and I now teach there. Originally, though, when I was going through my education program, when I graduated, I wanted to teach in the highest paying district, knowing that I would already be getting a fairly low salary. I was like, well, if I'm going to get paid low, I'm going to get paid the highest of the low. But then after thinking about it, I realized I wanted to give back to the community that had raised me. I wanted to give students that were going through Federal Way Public Schools a teacher that maybe looked like them, because I knew that when I was going through school, that is not something that I had. So now every child that comes into my classroom with blue hair has someone they can connect to. That being said, working in Federal Way, while it was a great choice and I don't regret it at all, has led to some difficulties. The biggest one is about salary. No teacher does it for the money. But with regionalization currently set up the way it's going to be set up, Federal Way is going to be very impacted in a negative way. And it is going to turn my commute from Seattle, where I live, down to Federal Way into a just drive-by of, oh, look, there's all the money that I could be earning. Oh, but I'm at school now and I'm happy again. But it's kind of like walking down the street and like walking past like a dollar bill every 3 steps and having to like leave it on the ground, which if I even see a nickel on the ground, I stop to pick it up. So it's a little hard for me to know that, but thankfully there are people like Christine Reeves, who is the only African American in the legislature, who is working to fix regionalization, which makes me extremely happy and extremely proud, because all students, no matter what their zip code is, deserve to have a teacher that is there and that is committed to that area, that won't leave because they need to support their families and themselves. I'm also very excited to be here today because my New Year's resolution was to stay positive, knowing that we were living in some trying times. I wanted to stay positive, and in addition to regionalization, that's something I'm very happy and looking very positively towards. There's also a lot being done to support our students that belong to the LGBTQ community, which is very important to me because they are a group that is often left behind and has a lot of things that can happen to them that are not the best. But there is currently Senate Bill 5722, which is addressing conversion therapy, which is very harmful and detrimental to a child's mental and physical well-being. And there's currently that Senate bill that is going to go forward to potentially ban conversion therapy throughout the state of Washington. So that's really exciting. Something to keep me positive. Another thing that's keeping me positive is Senate Bill 5766, which is addressing bullying policies. Senate Bill 5766 would make it required that districts adopt and implement a bullying policy that addresses trans students as well. So another thing to help keep us positive. And then the kind of third thing that's keeping me really positive is being here today with all of you. And you on Facebook that are sitting at home, you keep me positive too. But being here with people that are fighting for what is right for our students, for our families, it keeps me going, knowing that there are people that are fighting for what is right. If you didn't notice, there's been several student groups walking in, which also is just amazing to me. There are students that are getting politically active. There are more and more groups that have been marginalized in the past that are getting involved in standing up for what is right. So to finish off, I'm going to end with a quote from Albus Dumbledore. Yeah, because Harry Potter. And that quote is, "We all must face the choice between what is right and what is easy." We are at a point where it's our choice now. Do we accept what's been given to us because it's easy, or do we continue to fight for what our students deserve? Do we continue to fight for what is right? Thank you so much for being here today. Have fun lobbying.